All right, we're gonna work on some hip mobility, and this is a real gentle exercise. And what we're doing is trying to get the thigh from the hip to the knee to go out into what we call external rotation. So when the kneecap is pointed out, and when you do that, you're gonna feel more of a stretch right here on the inner thigh. It could be anywhere from up here at the groin to all the way down at the kneecap. And then we're gonna bring it into what we call internal rotation. So that's when the knee crosses over the body. And when we do that, we wanna make sure that it's all coming out of the hip and we're not lifting up and getting that low back up off of the mat. So when you do this, think about that tailbone or that whole sacral area, which is right here, being really heavy into the mat, and just this crossover is happening. And this will probably feel like a stretch to most of us right here in the hip. Okay, so you can put a little pillow behind your head or even just put your hands behind your head. And we're gonna start off by pointing the toe out, drawing that heel up. And while you're doing this, you're trying to keep that core nice and stable. And then you take the knee, cross it over the midline. This is where we're getting that deep stretch back here in the glute. And then go back down. So it's roll it out, inhale, exhale, back down. So knee points out, trying to keep the opposite rib and hip stable onto the mat. And bring it back. And we'll do one more this direction. And then we'll reverse it. So we're gonna come up, internal rotation, and then go out the opposite way. Good, just explore what your range of motion is here. You might get a little bit of hip popping. That's okay, and we're trying to get some stability here on this other side. So in other words, when I roll over to this side with my knee, this opposite side of my rib cage doesn't pop up. I'm gonna try to keep it down onto the mat. We'll do one more this way. Inhale up, exhale over, and then bring it back. And then we go over to the left side. So I like to start with the external rotation, toe and knee point out, slide up, inhale, cross over, get that glute stretch, exhale. So we're getting this range of motion out of the hip, mobility in the hip. And then you can see on this side, the stability that I'm working on my rib cage. So in other words, when this leg is out, I'm not rolled over like this. I'm gonna try to keep that rib cage anchored down as you do, as you perform this. All right, let's reverse it now. So we'll come up, internal rotation, and then roll it over. So this isn't anything you have to hurry. Just explore it nice and slow, see what you have. Try to keep that rib cage knitted down and see if you can get a little bit more range of motion as you continue it. You might start off a little bit tight and then hopefully it gets better as you go. Good job.